pro football player? That was a little slow on the yes, so I'm worried some of us maybe weren't here or whatever. If you go to YouTube, and if you try to search me, Micah Hudson, well, spelling my name right would help. It's A-H. So, yeah, you're going to find not me. So if you search Micah Hudson Math, and guys, you'll see, if you go to videos, Friday's class is up here. Accelerate 782.1.1, Algebra Tiles. Like, so as we, and like now I am currently recording our class, right? So when we are recording, especially, we want to anonymize things so that if I drag over Desmos onto this screen, no one knows who you are. However, on my screen, when I'm just looking at it, I'm going to look and see who you are. So if you're putting silly, goofy answers, like, expect to be called up and explain what you actually should have said. Because we're not doing Desmos to try to make our classmates laugh. We're doing Desmos to try to solidify what we know or what we need to practice. Oh, I need to click on teacher. That's why I was so confused. All right, so gonna anonymize to keep us all, like, protected. So let's look at some of our answers for number one, because I think all of us have made it through slide one. If you're not in this activity, because it shows only 17 of 18, if you're not in the equivalent expressions activity, please get into it. Please and thank you. 3x plus 6, 3x plus 6. Whoa. Y'all, you all agree? I got a room of middle schoolers to agree? All of you said the same. Call the presses. I'm buying a lottery ticket. No, but okay. So before we go to slide 2, what's different about Kayla's grouping? Who can give us a little idea about what we might expect to see when we look at Kayla's? And let's see if we all agree on slide 2. I'm going to be really impressed. Instead of everything being together, what did Kayla do with her tiles? She separated them into how many groups? 3 groups, and each group has the same. So if we look at what Kayla has, she has 3 groups, and what is in each group? Now, hold on. Let's look at our first 2. Do these agree?
Yeah.
Yes, they're actually the same thing. It doesn't matter if you put your times 3 in front or your times 3 after. They're the same thing. Now, opinion, like mathematical opinion, which one's better? The 3 in front. Sorry. Here's why it's better. Where did I set it down? I was ready and I'm not. Aha! So this poster is about to go up on the wall because I decided this year to post posters as we get to them. So if you have a number right against parentheses, oh, this is the other fun thing that I get to do and you all get to be mad about.
What?
Yeah, what? Who? Huh? There's a world outside my screen? Look up here. This poster is about to go up on the wall because it's your reminder, even when we're taking quizzes or tests, of if there's a number right against parentheses. Now, is this multiplication symbol what we should be using? No. So actually, before I put this poster up, I'm going to change this and either put the A right beside the parentheses, or what would we use instead of the X? Just shout it out. The dot, right? The multiplication dot. But anyone know what, because my hand's over, anyone know what this property is called? Starts with a D. No?
Oh, distributive.
Oh, sorry, I didn't even look. It is the distributive property. So once I fix the poster, we'll put it up on the wall. There's actually some posters with the bad word on them, so we've already fixed those. But all right, we'll unpause. So the distributive property, still agree. Guys, I cannot, oh my gosh. One of us accidentally used the X for multiplication, and we can't, guys, we're not even going to figure out who this actually is, because it doesn't matter. But notice how Desmos, if I type X, it's X, like the variable. There is no way for Desmos to know that this meant multiplication. We have to stop using the X. Okay, we have to stop using the X. All right, keep going. Keep rolling. I'm going to go unpause picture perfect. So if you finish equivalent expressions, you are welcome to work on picture perfect. You need to do the equivalent expressions activity. Picture perfect is optional. And we're going to check homework in a few minutes anyways. I'm coming, Alex. Give me just a second. I'm trying to make sure I unpause this. So like I can see that Beatrix is in picture perfect, but I'm going to trust that she's not going to work on that until the other one is done. Ooh. On slide 4, because I'm going to give you guys the chance to see if we can get this like back together. Slide 4, it seems like you don't all agree. So I would go back and double check what you marked on slide 4. Because guys, normally I'll tell you what slide because the different like challenges or whatever have different numbers. Slide 4, I would check which of those you selected. Like which of the multiple choices. What's up? You look like you're waiting for something. So I would maybe go back and do equivalent expressions, double check what you marked for slide 4. It would just be some good extra double checkingness. Because man, if we can all agree on this entire activity, I'm gonna be blown away. Yes. So it just says there are 6 groups with 3 cards each, plus what? So at the end, apparently we should have 2 leftover cards.
Yeah, but there's no more cards.
What if we scroll or change your zoom? Or I mean, all I have is the directions that Desmos has. Now, do all of your groups only have 3 cards? Hold on, zoom back in a little bit. Did you give each group only 3 cards? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2.
Oh, wait, those count as cards too?
Yeah. What's up?
I'm confused.
About. Did you read the directions?
Yes.
Okay, so let's read them together. What is it asking you to do?
What expression do you think is my
Yes, so what expression to represent the group that he has, and I don't think we need the calculator pulled up, so I think we can drop that away. Based on our work we did last week with those algebra tiles, what expression do we think Gabriel might have written for what he has there?
So, there's 3 x's, right?
So how would we like write that mathematically?
3x.
There we go. And then what else does he have? And how mathematically, how do we say and? Because we're going to say he has 3 x's and.
I don't know. Plus.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think you do if you just think about it for a moment. So we need to find how to get a plus on the keyboard. So
I did shift search.
yeah, I don't think you have to do the shift. I think it's just the, thank you, Alex.
Yeah, I know.
And then how many constant?
There's 6 ones.
So how would we put that?
6.
And that's what you're being asked to do.
Oh.
Yeah. And then you can see what classmates said, and amazingly, you all agreed. So now we're going to move on to the next slide. So up here, our next slide. And Kayla's group is going to be different than this. But like when we talked as a class,
So x plus 2.
just x plus 2, is that all that she has?
X plus 2 times 3.
Yeah, now we have to figure out how to write that. So the x plus 2 is grouped, and the 3 multiplies to everything. Guys, the group of tiles also counts as a card. So when you're on that, yeah, that is also a card. All right, let's go ahead and check slide 4. Sorry, slide 3 first. Okay, I am on anonymize. Yeah, I know. So, to review, if we were doing this, like on a practice assignment, what our work would probably look like is 3 times the quantity, x plus 2, because it's grouped together. But what would we draw? What could we show? Man, if only there was something in this classroom that we could look at to see what else happens when we have a distributive property problem. What should we draw to make sure our brain does both steps? The arrows, thank you, Maddie. And then we could write, this is really 3 times x and 3 times 2. Or really, 3x plus 6, because they both have the same thing, just grouped differently. All right, sweet. On 4, we didn't all quite agree. So let's check which one maybe shouldn't be marked. 15 of us agree on 8 A's and 4 B's. I think I do as well. 8 A's and 4 B's. 15 of us, 4 groups of 2A and B, and 1B, which remember, we don't have to put a 1 in front of B. We know it's 1B. Because if Maddie walks in and I say, good morning, 1 Maddie, how did 1 Maddie have 1 weekend? Like, that's weird. We don't have to say 1. But yeah, 2 A's and a B. 2 A's and a B. We got 4 groups of them. Now, wait a minute. Why? Only a couple of us marked this one. 2 times 4A plus B. Two times 4A plus B. So you have this bottom option. If we draw those arrows, okay, I don't want to have to pause again, but look up here real quick. How many A's are we going to get if we draw these arrows? 8A. Is that the right amount of A's?
Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, you can draw the arrows above or below. It doesn't make a difference. I will do both. I don't prefer either. Do what you want. If I distribute, how many B's do I get? 2. Is that the right amount of B's? It's that part that makes this one not an option. Does it matter if you were one of the people that picked this? No, it does not matter. As long as now you realize, oh crap, yeah, I shouldn't have picked that. Is this a test? No. Are we doing this for a grade? No. Why are we doing demos? Practice and to learn. We're literally still learning. It's not like all of this should be in your head and you just need to practice. A lot of times in Desmos, we are still learning, all together. So that last one, kind of a trick. But guys, in here, I don't really like calling things trick questions. I normally call them a trap door. So if you think about adventuring through a castle or whatever else, if you go slow enough and you watch your step, you can normally avoid the trap doors. Sometimes you get in a hurry and you accidentally drop into a trap door and you need some friends to pull you out. Hopefully there's no spikes or snakes or anything. But yeah, trap door, you gotta watch out for the trap doors. There's a lot of mathematical trap doors. My favorite game currently is about exploring a castle. So sorry, that is what's in my brain. It is called Clank. Let's check homework before we totally run out of time to do that. So, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and pause this to make sure we all check our homework. So 211, we did not get a chance to check last week. So we're going to start all the way back on 211. If you have a writing utensil in your hand, can it be a pencil? No, not when we're checking homework. So, highlighter, a pen, whatever else you want, but not a pencil. Oh, by the way, last week, I think I mentioned, if you ever want to check homework, you can see that I've done it. This is the binder. If you ever want to come check homework, you got to show me that your homework's done, but then this is, all of the homeworks in order. You can just come and ask me, and I'll just hand you the binder, and you just can check your work, compare it to mine. Like whenever you want. What's that? No, I mean I can give you more. Anyone find any road copies of 211 that might have been Evelyn's? Do you think you got them off of that counter? So I wouldn't necessarily really do these until you check maybe at home or whatever. But these were all three. Wait, so you only need 211? Oh, you have 2 and 3? I would check where could you have stuck it? Like, could it be in the big binder pocket, even though it's not supposed to be there? Could it be, like, are you sure that you haven't grabbed the wrong binder by accident at any point?
Oh.
No, that's 112. So this is from last week. Actually, I think I turned in last week. Yeah, you might want me to stick that in the bin. I think this goes with it. Reminder, if you had any homework still to turn in from last week, just stick them in the bin. It's okay that they were late. Just get them in the bin. Yeah, Evelyn, maybe not right now, but I would just double check that you don't have that paper anywhere. Ahmad, what are we doing right now? What is supposed to be out?
My homework.
Your homework.
Finished.
No, that's paused on purpose.
Oh.
You need to have your homework out right now. That is the only thing we're doing.
I didn't know.
I announced it. You need to start listening. Like, I'm sorry, I'm getting frustrated, and you can tell, I'm sure. It seems like I have to specifically repeat things just for you. Questions on 6 or 7? So where's your homework? 211. It should be the homework that you still.
That was the one from Friday.
It was the one from Thursday.
Oh.
212 was
Yeah, I
the
never.
Friday.
Yeah, I never got that
Why not?
because everything's already turned in.
So you're sure you didn't do it?
I'm sure I didn't. I don't have.
Because I don't want you to do it twice. So that's a bummer because you could have worked on these over the weekend. But now we got to get them done like this week. Alright, here's 211, 12, and 13. So 13 is our homework today, right? 211 and 212 were from last week.
So 2-1 right now.
Yeah, but I mean, you're not like copying down answers or anything.
No.
All right, on 8, my advice would be break up the shape. Sorry, you can't really see my lavender colored pen. The scanner was just like too bright and kind of washed it out. So my apologies. But if you break it up, it seems like 400 and 247. And then the other two rectangles, 96 and 96. Remember, homework gets done in pencil. So if it's not done right now, that's fine, but you're not writing stuff down in highlighter. That would be like just like a check mark or whatever. Like, homework gets done in pencil. So we can erase when needed. So it's okay if this isn't done. When's it really due? Friday. And if you really need some help, wow, my brain is broken. This red and white border shows you I'm recording right now. All of these answers are going to end up on my YouTube channel later. So guys, if you want to copy the answers, at least respect me enough not to do it right in front of my face. If you're going to copy answers and shoot yourself in the foot, like, guys, really, copying answers is only going to hurt you. It doesn't really hurt me. I mean, I feel bad that you're, like, not actually learning. But if you're going to copy answers, at least have enough respect to go do it on your own time. Any questions on 9? If x is 3 or if x is 5, y is net. Like, we got to fill in those values, right? We are practicing substitution. Practicing substitution. And 210, I even goofed up. Look, mistakes, they happen even to, like, people with college degrees. And then 212 should be done, but it might not be. We'll probably check it again tomorrow. I just decided to show it to you guys on my paper so we could also look at guys, you can label, I forget, maybe my PDF has all this. Yeah, my PDF might have all of these. Guys, I color code everything. So my y squareds, my y's, my constants. Any questions on 17? And again, if you haven't done it, you're not doing it now. We do this outside of class. Oh, unless we have class time left over. The jumble of tiles down here. Now, last year it was kind of funny because the student was like, well, are these tiles part of it or not? So if you added these tiles in, that's fine. But really, these were just here to reference, hey, that's... Sorry, again, it likes to jump around. That's why I tried. See, this is also why I was just going to show you my paper, because the PDF just starts to annoy me. All right, so we ended up with 6x squared, 4x's, 6y's, 3xy's, and 1y squared. But again, I don't need to say 1y squared because we assume it's only 1. You could put a 1 in front of it. You just don't need to. And on the back, if it's done, I'm just going to show this real quick because you can always go back to the YouTube and like look at these answers again. Especially since we're talking about just going back to the YouTube. Here, I'll pull this version up so it's a little bit brighter. The proportional relationship here. Ooh, let's talk about this one really quickly. So guys, this 220. Everybody look at 220 even if you did it because there's lots of ways to do it. And especially if you didn't do it yet. So on 220, what we're being asked to do is take a certain data that they gave us and kind of extrapolate it, or like extend it to a prediction of out of 1,000. So I know what I want my total to become. Man, the people not paying attention, I really hope you do well on the quiz Friday. Oh, should I say that louder? And again, there's a quiz Friday to practice what we've been doing in class. If I don't know what to multiply by, how can I figure it out? I just do a little reverse, like the Choctaw slide, right? Reverse. I'm trying to multiply left to right. If I don't know how, like what to do, because I don't know what number, I reverse and I go the other way and I reverse my operation. What's the reverse of multiplication? Division. So guys, what we do, and yeah, you're gonna need a calculator, is I'm gonna need to unfreeze my screen. We do 1,000 divided by 135. That tells me what to multiply by. Hey, look up here, because I'm trying to save you time and effort. When your calculator has a number in it, it will keep that number and let you use it if you just hit an operation. And guys, like those of you that know this, you're like, yeah, duh. But some of us don't know this yet. So if I want to multiply by this weird number, just hit times. Your calculator just grabbed the answer, and now I can do times 27. All right, and that is all the time we got. I'm actually over time, so we'll pick this back up tomorrow. Take any other questions tomorrow. But yeah, we'll pick up the Desmos. Like, I know, we didn't get done. It happens. Yes.
The Desmos automatically save.
Yeah, so as soon as you do stuff in Desmos, it saves. Oh, yeah, I'll unpause it.